A conversation with Joe Brandel, Mips Business Development Manager for North America, will take place right after a word from our sponsors, Armor Guys and Dunlop Boots. The Kyorine Pro 00-840 glove offers superior cut resistance, exceptional comfort, and reliable protection, perfect for demanding tasks without compromising dexterity or safety. The Dunlop Rig Pro is built for heavy-duty, physically demanding work. It provides superior protection against sharp objects and harsh conditions, ensuring comfort and dryness throughout the day. Designed for tough terrains and extreme environments, the Rig Pro keeps you safe, supported, and ready to tackle any challenge with confidence and durability. Go to dunlopboots.com. The Kyorine Pro 00-840 glove offers superior cut resistance, exceptional comfort, and reliable protection, perfect for demanding tasks without compromising dexterity or safety. The Dunlop Rig Pro is built for heavy-duty, physically demanding work. It provides superior protection against sharp objects and harsh conditions, ensuring comfort and dryness throughout the day. Designed for tough terrains and extreme environments, the Rig Pro keeps you safe, supported, and ready to tackle any challenge with confidence and durability. Go to dunlopboots.com. Hi, I'm Maureen Paraventi. I'm speaking today about safety in the construction industry with Joe Brandel. Joe is Business Development Manager for North America at Mips. That is spelled M-I-P-S. Mips is a global leader in helmet-based safety. So thanks for joining me today, Joe.
You're welcome, Maureen. Thanks for the invite.
Well, let's start by talking about the general level of safety in the construction industry. How does it compare with other industries, and what types of incidents cause the most injuries and fatalities?
Yeah, Maureen, construction has and probably will continue to be one of the most dangerous environments to work in. And just because the nature of the work that's being done. So it's inherently a very dangerous and risky environment to work in. And one of the leading causes of fatalities and work-related injuries continues to be falls. Ever since they've been recording them since the early 1970s after OSHA became in existence, falls continue to and have been one of the leading causes of fatalities. And within those fall-related accidents, the vast majority of those fatalities and injuries are caused by traumatic brain injuries related to the fall accident.
Are construction companies and contractors prioritizing safety as much as they should?
I believe so. I think it's definitely gotten better over the years, with the advancements in PPE, especially with helmet technology and the acceptance that's been in the construction industry with new technology and better protective products relative to head protection. I believe so. There's still plenty of work to be done. The goal would be and should be to have zero incidents, whether it's zero accidents, zero fatalities. And we're not obviously quite there, but the trends look to be improving in that regard.
Now, your company, MIPS, position is that education is the first step to improving safety on job sites. Can you elaborate on that, Joe?
Yeah, I firmly believe that education training is the key. The workers need to understand what their risks are, why they have to wear the personal protective equipment, in this case, head protection, helmets, hard hats, why they're wearing them, what those risks are that they're being protected against, and really trained on the technology within the helmet and how it protects them, but then also how to use it correctly, how to wear it correctly, how to adjust it, make sure it fits properly and all that. And like I said, training, really whatever category of personal protective equipment or risk, is always the key, and that involves, again, not only talking about the solutions, but the risks that the workers face as well.
Let's circle back to the subject of falls, which OSHA has identified as one of the construction industry's fatal four. In other words, one of the top four causes of fatalities in the industry. Now, what kinds of life-altering or life-ending injuries can falls cause?
Yeah, definitely one of the vast majority of them in those accident situations cause traumatic brain injuries, damage to the brain. And those can be obviously fatal and then life altering if they're not fatal. It's something that the worker, the employee, or the person continues to have to deal with when you injure your brain. A lot of times it's permanent disability. And it's, what's referred to by some as an invisible disability because you can't see inside the skull to see the damage done to the brain, but you see the effects of it. And again, a lot of the times those effects are lifelong, life altering, impacts.
And what about concussions?
Yeah, concussions definitely. That's part of the whole traumatic brain injury, brain accidents, brain injuries, concussions fall into that as well. And they can be, mild, they can be severe, different forms of concussions. And again, they can be fatal as well.
Now, what is rotational motion and how can workers be protected against it?
Yeah, so basically, when a worker falls and hits their head, or they get struck by an object on their head, the impact is likely to occur at an angle. And so, rotational motion is caused by the tangential forces acting on the helmet as the head impacts something, or something impacts the head at an angle. And the brain is especially sensitive to that rotational motion, as it can cause shearing and strain in the brain, and this can lead to deformation and potential damage to both the brain's neurons and blood vessels. Such damage can result in injuries like concussions, which you just mentioned, as well as other more severe traumatic brain injuries. So, the key is to make sure that the workers wear the proper head protection, helmet or hard hat, and make sure that it fits correctly, make sure that they use a chin strap and understand that the chin strap needs to be secure in order for that head protection product to be on their head. And, and make sure that the helmet is designed to help address that rotational motion. For example, we have a low friction layer that Mips safety system we offer in a variety of helmets and brands. And our system, the Mips system, is designed to provide movement inside the helmet with the intention to help redirect that rotational motion away from the head and thereby reduce the risk of traumatic brain injuries.
Is there anything else you'd like to add on the topic of construction safety and specifically head protection?
I think just generally, it's interesting that, I've been in this industry for over 26 years. And just in the last several years, we finally focused on head injuries and better head protection. And I'm glad that we finally are. But I think those advancements and, the adoption by the industry needs to continue to occur. And as a result of that, we'll see the injuries and fatalities probably decrease as a result.
That would be a great outcome, wouldn't it?
I would agree.
Well, once again, I've been talking with Joe Brandel. Joe is Business Development Manager for North America at Mips. Mips is a global leader in helmet-based safety. So thanks again for talking with me, Joe.
You're welcome, Maureen, and thanks again for the invite.
The Kyorine Pro 00-840 glove offers superior cut resistance, exceptional comfort, and reliable protection. Perfect for demanding tasks without compromising dexterity or safety. The Dunlop Rig Pro is built for heavy-duty, physically demanding work. It provides superior protection against sharp objects and harsh conditions, ensuring comfort and dryness throughout the day. Designed for tough terrains and extreme environments, the Rig Pro keeps you safe, supported, and ready to tackle any challenge with confidence and durability. Go to dunlopboots.com.